Hi, Omayaki here again, finally with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Tech profile. So I have been taking a bit of a break from making Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, and also I haven't been in tournaments as much either, and I also really don't like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Format right now either. It's just too crazy. Obviously, like right now the top deck is Q-Tune, which is not good, because obviously it also looks at your hand and your cards in the top of the deck as well, which is like really broken. So this is my Raidraptor or Mitsurugi Raidraptor deck. It's an idea I had, like I think I looked at some regional deck list, and one of the Mitsurugi Raidraptor decks were topping, so I figured I should make my own version since Hawakiri was not banned for some reason. And I think it's a pretty good one, because I think the full Mitsurugi combo is also a full Raidraptor combo, including the KALI YUGA combo as well. I also played this deck in the previous OTS tournament. Unfortunately, I did not do well, unfortunately. It was just a bit too difficult for me, and also lost 4 of the 5 tie rolls as well. So I guess let's go to the deck. So first the Raidraptors. I'm using one of the Raidraptor Tributleños. It's always one of the main starter cards. Obviously, it's easily searchable in the engine, so I don't really need any more than one, because also it requires a normal summon as well. But I'm using one of the Raidraptor Mimikryanios, because it's a requirement for the engine. Obviously, if you throw it, it's kind of bad, obviously. But I'm using 3 of the Raidraptor Strangle Lanius. It's one of the most important extenders for this deck for sure. I'm using 1 Raider's Wing. It's a pretty important for extender for a deck, and also protects from targeting effects as well. So actually that was all the Raidraptor monsters, which is pretty surprising, because I think it's supposed to be Raidraptor deck, but then you see the Mitsurugis. Using one of the Ameno Habakiri no Mitsurugi, of the most broken cards ever created, but it's still legal at 1, and it's obviously really good, because this card on its own, it's basically a full Raidraptor combo. I'm using 2 of the Ameno Murakumo Mitsurugi, obviously really amazing as well. It's pretty much, I don't think I really need to explain it. I think most of you probably know what this card does. I'm using 3 of the Mitsurugi no Mikoto Aramasa. This also is a full Mitsurugi and Raidraptor combo, definitely very nice. Using 1 Mitsurugi no Mikoto Sashi. This is not a full combo on its own, but it's still definitely very necessary, of course. I'm using 1 of the Mitsurugi no Mikoto Kusanagi. Obviously very important as well to recycle your ritual spell, for example. And I'm using 1 Knight's Sword Serpent, which is another engine requirement, definitely pretty good. And I'm using some of the non-engine, the hand traps. I'm still using 3 of the Mushami Fualo. Still, I think it's a really broken card, but it's not as impactful anymore, I guess. But I still use it in the main deck, because it's also level 4, so it also works with like Zombie Vampire and stuff. And actually a Winged Beast as well. It can be sometimes relevant. I'm using 3 of the Aspos Mature Spring, but it's still really important to stop more armies and stuff like that. I'm using 3 of the Effect Wailer. Obviously this card is really good as well, because obviously this format is all about stopping your opponent, basically, I think. Then you special traps. 1 Raigamai Skip Force, very important for a deck, basically, obviously, because you need to summon out Arsenal Falcon. Using 1 Rise Raigamai Raidraptor's Force, obviously really good as well, with summon out your big rank 13. Using 1 the Prime Knights Raigamai Launch, which is very important to summon out the KALI YUGA and basically negate everything. Using 3 of the Mitsurugi Prayers, that's a very important starter, and also important for the combo as well. Obviously, if you open it on its own without anything else, you can't really go for a full combo. You have to use Zombie Vampire and hope it goes well, basically. Using 1 Mitsurugi Ritual, very obvious. Then using 1 Mitsurugi Mirror, which is for pre-preparation rites. Of course, using those 3 pre-preparation rites Really important starter for a deck. Obviously, if you throw that Mitsurugi Miro with it, it's really bad. Then using one, put prosperity, because this deck doesn't really have enough starters, so I think this card is pretty good for that. Using one, Mitsurugi Great Purification, obviously really important as well. Obviously Omni Negate, and also backs up your Kali YUGA combo. And of course, last cards in the main deck are the 3 infinite appearances. Very obvious. Then next deck. So first I'm using one Raidraptor Rising Rebellion Falcon, obviously really amazing card, especially going second and stuff like that. So then we also like a Towers monster as well. Then using one Raidraptor Ultimate Falcon, which you mostly summon out with Arsenal Falcon, definitely really amazing. Then using that one Raidraptor Arsenal Falcon, very important for the combos. Then using one Raidraptor Brave Strix, mostly to search out your skip force. Then using 2 of the Raidraptor 4 Strix, really amazing as well, because obviously it's like a generic rank 4, which means you can immediately like use Mitsurugis to go into it and then search for like tribute Lanius if you haven't used the normal summon yet. Then using one Radius Knight, still very important for the combos. Then using one the Duodon King Kali YUGA, still really broken and still illegal for some reason. Then using one Zombie Vampire, because obviously sometimes you need it to pretty much do the combo, definitely very nice. Then using one number 38 Hope Power Weapon and Dragon Titan Galaxy, because it's pretty easy to go into rank 8s with this deck, and also Strangle Lanius only locks into targets after you use it. So you can still go into this card before using Strangle Lanius. And the same reasoning for number 90. Galaxy Photon Lord, obviously really good, especially like Stop Me Beer and stuff. Although mostly don't use it anymore. Then one Arc Rebellion Exis Dragon. Still pretty good, I guess, in some situations. Then one Kaka Magician. Very important for a combo to summon out your Arsenal Falcon from the graveyard and then use the rank up to go into Kali YUGA. Then using one Raidraptor Y Strix, which is still very important for a combo to set that rank up. And then the last card in next deck is one Espelular Knight, because I think it's pretty good. So now I'm going to show you some of the combos in this deck. I'm going to show you 2 different combos. One is if we just open Habakiri, or like pre-preparation of rites or something. Obviously, if we just open prayers, the combo is not guaranteed. So yeah. So let's see how it goes. So first, obviously, actually Habakiri, that the usual Mitsurugi stuff, more or less. Yep, and then get 3 plus back. Summon Amano Murakumo. Then use prayers, actually summon back to level 4. And then you can go for 4 Strix to search out your tribute Lanius. Summon it, and then search for the extender, and then you can go for the Raider's Knight to go into Ice Strix and into Skip Force. It's then of course is the full Kali YUGA combo. And since you already did the Mitsurugi combo as well, you also have access to the Omni Negate from the Mitsurugi tap card. That's like really amazing for sure. And now of course Kaka Magician, summon back the Arsenal Falcon, then that's the full combo. Yeah, summon the rank up, summon Kali YUGA. So that's basically like a full board basically, obviously. Use the Kali YUGA in your opponent's main phase 1. And then everything is negated, and then you have the Mitsurugi Great Purification to back it up basically if you have like I don't know, Cosmic Cyclone or like anything else like that. So yeah, that was the first combo. Now let's see the second combo, and this combo is just if you open up with Mitsurugi no Mikoto Aramasa, and that's it's a slightly different combo, I would say, but still gets you the same result basically. Normal summon, then Habakiri, obviously with the usual Mitsurugi stuff again. Obviously get the transfer back, and then you, instead of like going for the searching of tribute Lanius, you instead search out the Strangle Lanius directly, because you have 3 level 4s on the field, and Aramasa is dark, which means you can go for Raider's Knight and you have Ink Piece with the Strangle Lanius, and then go for the usual Raidraptor combo. And that basically gets you everything, more or less. So yeah, basically the same usual stuff. Ultimate Falcon, set the rank up, go for the competition, somehow 1000 Falcon back, then set everything, and then there's the same result basically. Kali Yuga backed with normal negate. So I think it's really amazing combo as well. So this was my Mitsurugi Raidraptor Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. I think this deck is very fun, and it can be very powerful as well. Unfortunately, it has some problems, like pre-king is definitely a big problem, not having enough starters, and also not enough space for non-nation as well, because I only have like 12 hand traps in the main deck. So I have to figure something out to like fix the deck up a little bit, but I think it's definitely very nice. So I hope you enjoyed this Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. For now, goodbye and on my house. Out.